tonight I need to make a bow for my own tree. So I'm switching up my theme. I usually do like an elf theme, and it's got like a little bit of like the lime green in there. I'm doing a Mickey Mouse themed tree for myself. I don't have any Mickey Mouse themed ribbon because they don't make it. So, and plus, you know, copyright and stuff. But because it's my own tree that I'm making it for, I can kind of do whatever I want. So I'm going with a typical red, green, and white. It's kind of my typical theme, but these are the ribbons that I have selected. Am I doing a super high-end expensive ribbons in my own tree? No. Why? Because I am broke AF. But I do have them for my business. I'm just not using them for myself. So I'm going to be using these today. So I've got some. This is a 4-inch typical, you know, red velvety ribbon. This was from Michael's. I think I got this whole thing on like super clearance. So that's my 4-inch one. I have this one that I got at a warehouse sale. This is glittery. I love that. And I'm going for like the traditional emerald green. It's kind of been what I'm kind of focusing on. But then also, here's a value ribbon. This was from Sam's Club. So this is Members Mark. This is my favorite print from this year. And then I also have this RG ribbon. You can get it places like Craft Outlet, but I like this because it's got your traditional emerald green, but it's got the different stars. It's got a little red glitter, a little white. It's really going to pick up kind of what I have going in the tree. And then to kind of complement that, I like to have two 1.5-inch ribbons. So I have this one that goes really nicely with that. But then I also have this one as well. It's kind of a touch of plaid. Now, it might look like it's black, but that plaid in there is actually green. Okay. So it doesn't really pick up too well, but it's green. It's green. So I'm going to be making a bow that's got the longer tails. I am going to be having some of the sprays coming out of the top of the tree. I'm going to reuse the ones I already have because they're mostly red. So that kind of keeps it in with the same theme. But it was just my ribbon choice is really what's going to kind of switch it up. And I'm not going to put the lime green ornaments on the tree. I'm just going to go with the white, the red, and the green. I do have some big ones that I picked up at a warehouse sale that I'll be putting on my tree. So you can kind of follow along and you can see how I end up decorating the tree. Right now my tree is up. It doesn't have the top on it because I put all that top stuff on my tree. And then I put the tree on top of the tree, if that makes any sense. I don't want to be up on an 8-foot tall ladder trying to reach up. And that happened to me last year. I learned. I was up at the top of the tree when my power went out. So that was super fun for someone who's scared of heights. So I'm going to be safer this year. Okay, I start by dovetailing it. So what is a dovetail? When I folded it in half and then I cut angled to the wired. And then look, oh, pretty dovetail. Very, very nice. I like that. So I want to do this really, I want to kind of go long, okay? So I'm pulling this off of my table here, but this is probably, okay, how long are we going here? This is probably, screw it. I'm going to do a 36-inch long tail. I'm going to do a 3-foot long tail because I think my tree is, if I'm not mistaken, I think my tree is 10 feet. It is a big mother, okay? So I'm going to put some of these big ones down at the end, okay? And then I want to put another one that's just as long. So I'm just picking up my tail, okay? Cut it just a little past, all right? And I can like even it out, but I'm putting a whole bunch of tails at the back so that they can kind of cascade down the tree, but also kind of like along the sides. Now my tree butts up against a wall, so I typically don't really put a whole lot behind the back of the tree because, you know, you don't see it, right? But I do put some stuff there, right? So I have basically 72 inches of ribbon right here, dovetailed on both ends, and I'm putting that through my bow maker. This is the Easy Bows Design Pro. If you go in my profile, it is linked there, my link tree, because this is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. If not for this, I could not make bows. I have tendon issues in my hands. I can't grip and hold things because it hurts. So why not use a tool that won't make my hands hurt, right? Okay, so now I'm going to start by dovetailing the second layer. Oops, here we go. The second one, here we go. And again, this is just some This is 4-inch ribbon, correct? Yes, this is 4-inch ribbon that I got at Michael's. So I think my next layer, the first one was at 36. I'm going to put another one here at 32. Okay, pinch and twist. So that hit at 32 there. I'll pull this down. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So now I'm going to have a set of 36-inch tails hanging down. I'm going to have a set of 32-inch tails hanging down. Okay. I dropped it on the floor. I'm going to go back and find my midpoint. So I'm going to put my ends together. That's my midpoint. Okay, I'm just going to kind of pinch it right there and put it right into here. All right. So I've got 36-inch tails. I got 32-inch tails. I want to start adding those some other lengths of tails in here. So I am going to, I haven't decided if I may or may not use this. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. Beth, thanks for joining. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This was kind of an unscheduled live tonight. So just figured if I'm going to make a bow, I might as well do it on a live and everybody can watch. Okay. This is my Sam's Club ribbon. So it's thinner. It's value ribbon. Okay. I'm going to do probably a 32-inch tail with this too. Okay. So there's my midpoint. All right. So I'm adding a whole bunch of tails before I even start making the rest of my bow. Okay. I've done it before where I've made the bow and then I've added the tails in later, but I think it's easier to add them in at the beginning. Again, because of the grip issue for me. Okay, so we have that one. What's my next ribbon? Ooh, sexy ribbon. Ooh, check that out. Look at the wire on that baby. Ha ha ha. Yeah. All right. I am also going to dovetail this. There we go. Dovetailed. Let's also do this one layer at 32 inches. So 32. Boom, boom, boom. Bring that out to 32. Cut it here. You can also just dovetail it all when you're done. I have a bad habit of not remembering to dovetail when I'm done, so I just like to get it out of the way at the beginning. Here we go. All right. Here's my crease point, so I'm just going to pinch right there in the center. Put it right down in my bow maker. So we got all these beautiful tails going on. Okay. This one up. What I think I might actually do, I think I'm just going to have a thing of my tails all together, and then I'll make the bow separate. That way I can kind of attach them separately, and it's not going to be too heavy and weighing me down when I'm trying to get this onto the tree. So this is just the tail layer. 32. 32. I'm excited about this. I wanted to change up my tree. So like I was saying before, if you were on earlier, I usually do my tree. I've done lime green accents like with the elf. Last year, I just stuck with the red and white and did peppermint. This year, I'm going the traditional emerald green with the red because I am doing a Mickey tree. Because I'm going to Disney World on the 11th of December for Mickey's Halloween party. It's a bucket list item, and I don't feel like I'm getting any younger. And I just told myself that I'm going to do it now while I still can, because you never know what health problems can arise in life. So I'm going. I'm going. Yeah. Can't wait. I'm dragging my daughter with me. She thinks this trip's for her. It's not. It's for me. December sucks for our family. It's a horrible month. My husband died on December 20th, right before Christmas. And the following year, my cousin passed away on December 12th. So December has, the last couple of years, been a very shitty month. We don't like it. So I needed something to make me look forward to something in December and not dread it. So that's why we're doing this. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera because it's right out of range of where my hand is. Sorry. So I want to make December's not scary. I am worried that my kid's going to be traumatized as a result. So I'm trying to make December a good month and try to like put some of the bad memories on the back burner because they will never go away. But we can do what we can to try to make it a little more bearable. All right. We have two choices in life. We can sit and wallow in the pity and feel sorry for ourselves and our situation. Because, you know, sometimes life just really sucks and it's out of our hands. Or we can make the best of all the time we have left. Because you never know how short life is going to be. So that's why I'm grabbing the reins. We're leaving Thursday morning and going to the Christmas party. We'll be there at night. Please don't let there be any airline strikes or the TSA issues. Or please just let life just go back to normal, please. Please. That's all I want for Christmas. Here we go. All right. So here we go. This is the last set of tails that I'm putting in at this height. So these were all, I did some 36, but then these are kind of 32. Okay. So that's kind of like the bottom layer of extra tail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a zip tie and then I'm going to grab, sorry, my head's in the way. I'm going to grab one of these. It's just a chenille stem. It's just, okay, it's a pipe cleaner. Let's not get fancy. It's a pipe cleaner. I'm just going to, boom. I'm going to put this on the back, okay, so I can attach it, but I'm just going to wrap this right around here. So I'm going to put this on the top of the tree before I attach my actual bow. Because if I added this onto the bow, what's going to do is just, it's adding a lot of weight and it's already making it heavy. And I don't want my bow to start kind of flopping forward, you know, flopping a little bit forward because of the weight when I put it on the tree. So here's the bottom set of tails. All right. And we can like, you know, move them around, kind of change their position. I want to bring, you know, separate them out, kind of doing like that. Now, I will tell you, once you have it all kind of, you know, kind of separate them out a little bit, right? So you're going to see how it's going to cascade down your tree, okay? What you want to do, and I know I'm really close to here, but I'm going to show you. Take your hand and run it all the way down the length of your ribbon, because then that's going to give it a nice little curl. You see that side curl? It's going to give it a nice curl. So we want to do that. I like to do it a little bit before I get ready to put it on the tree. I don't want to go pulling on it when it's already on the tree, but run your hand down either side of, just go down the wire. I grab each side. On a 2.5, I'll go down it twice. On a 1.5, I can just go down it once. But I like to just kind of pull your hand down. It gets rid of any of the wrinkles that might be there, and it helps really shape that ribbon. Now, especially, this is a really thick wired ribbon. It's really thick because there's a lot of glitter on this. Guy with glitter, hey, how's it going? How's it going? Merry Christmas. I just posted a reel where I was complaining about looking at my tree and wondering how I'm going to get all the stuff on the tree. Ugh, why is it that we may have our own home decor business, but when it comes to decorating stuff, we run out of energy for our own homes? Am I the only one? Okay, so here's our set of tails. This is just going to go off to the side. Who said I wasn't going to get any tail tonight? Yeah, I never get any tail. I'm a widow. All right, so now we're going to go back and kind of do the same thing. Now, we did 36-inch tails. We did 32-inch tails. On my bow, I think I'm going to do, maybe do some, I'll go down to like 28 as my longest layer. And then I'll kind of come up with some little shorter ones. So I'm going to do 28. Now, I did not put this in those other ones only because this only has 15 feet on there. So if I decide to use this, which I probably will, I needed to do it sparingly. So this was not going to go on there. Okay, but here's our 4-inch, I'm going to call this like a value velvet. All right. This was just the value velvet from Michael's. Hold on. I got too much going around here. I'm unspooling. I'm I'm unspooling in public. Don't look. Don't look. I'm hiding my shame. Don't look at me. All right, here we go. I wish, you know what I tried doing once is putting a fidget spinner between the rolls of ribbon to see if it would make things like not unroll completely. It was good in concept, but the execution was flawed. Okay, here's a 28-inch tail. Okay. Now, I can decide to start making my loops now. Maybe. Yeah, I think I will, because when I made my other bow, it looked, because it's a 10-foot tall tree. Okay, so it looked big enough when I made it, and then I put it up there and it kind of felt a little small. So I've got 28-inch tail. So this is here in my bow maker. I'm going to pinch and twist, okay? Pinch and twist, so we're looking at the back side. So on this, it's like that plasticky side, okay? And we're going to make a big loop. I want some big loops on this bow. So I'm going to do I'm doing 11 inches. 11 inches. What can I say? I say, ladies, I like it big. I like it big. 11 inches on that one loop. Now I've pinched and twisted here on the other side. Okay, so you see I brought this right down into the bow maker. And then as it comes down, I pinch and twist with my right hand so that now I am looking on the right-hand side at the back of the ribbon. And I'm going to bring it through. Now this only goes to 10 inches over here, so I'm going to have to eyeball it and estimate what I think 11 inches would be. Don't ask a guy what they think 11 inches would be. They'll tell you it's bigger than it is. All right. There we go. Maybe a little extra. A little extra. Okay. Now, I've put it back through. Now I'm going to pinch and twist again. Pinch and twist again here because I want 2 loops on either side, okay, of this one. I don't think I'm going to do 3, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to go out just as far. I'm using my previous layer as kind of my guide. Okay, that looks good. Pinchy twisty, pinchy twisty. Do the same thing over here again on the right. I'm trying to give you guys enough room. Let me move this stuff over. I got too much crap on my table. I always think it's my table's not big enough. No, I could have the biggest table in the world and I will still have so much stuff on it that you won't be able to see it. All right, here we go. So we're going to go loop up, a loop down. All right. Loop down. Let me get that on the floor. I need some room to work. Loop up. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to put another loops. I'm crazy. I'm going to go another set of loops. All right. Here we go. Another set of loops. Boom. And we were at 11. So let me bring it over. I'm trying not to crease this. Go underneath there. There we go. 11, pinch and twist. Going on this other side, pinch and twist. Pinch and twist. Here we go. Okay, now, this was a 28-inch tail. I could pull it out and measure, but what I'm going to do, and I don't think you guys are going to be able to see this very well, but I'm just going to pull it down to measure where that other tail ends. So, I'm going to bring it back up here. So this is where that other tail ended. So I'm going to cut a little lower. Okay. Because I need to dovetail. And then I dovetail it. Zoop, 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 zoop. Snippy, snippy. Here we go. All right. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Dang, this is big. But that's what I wanted. Go big or go home, or go big in your home. Oh, I hate that sound. All right, here we go. Sorry you're not looking at my face. I don't look very good today. I am wiped out, as usual. All right. So I think don't know. I'm kind of thinking that I'm not going to do this one in there. I might add this in places around the tree, but I don't think I want to put it in the bow. I don't know. I don't know. Let me open it up and kind of get a feel for it first. Maybe I want to touch the ribbon. Feel the ribbon. Ooh. Okay, it's kind of nice back on it. I'm just worried that I might have, there's already a lot of patterns in there, so I think I might wait and just use this. I might use this almost like a garland on the tree itself. So I'm going to put that to the side. What was the one that I had used next? It was, I believe, the red and white. And then I used the glitter. Okay, so we're going with our Sam's Club red and white. Here we go. Dovetailing. Now, I'm going to go shorter than the set of tails that was before here. So those were 28. I'm going to go 24, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go 24. Okay, so put that in there. Again with the pinch and twist. Pinchy twisty. Okay. Okay, so that was 11. I'm gonna do like a 9, only because this does not have a super thick wire, so I'm gonna put it as at 9 inches. All right, 9 on that side. Pinch and twist again. We're gonna do another set of loops. Nine. Pinch and twist. We're going to go back. We're going to do 9. Okay, there we go. And I think that's going to be it. So I am pulling this up. I'm putting it between the void space between the red velvet ribbon. You see how it's going? It's covering up right here. We're going to cover that up. I do eventually want to start bringing some stuff up into here, but I'm not going to do it until I get some of my shorter layers going, because otherwise it's going to be way too tall and you're not going to see some of the topper stuff coming out. So I'm going to hold off on that. All right, so this tail I'm going to bring down. And again, I'm just going to hold them together. I'm going to see where they met, go down a little lower. All right, so I'm really only measuring one of the tails as I'm doing it ahead of time, and then I just kind of pull the other one down to match. All right. Now I am going to also be using these ribbons in the tree itself. Let me go grab a basket so I can just toss these in there. When I'm done, I've used that one. A tisket, a tasket, a ribbon in a basket. Here we go. All right. Pop that over there. Okay. My next layer was, I believe, the glitter. Aww. I got this at a warehouse sale. I got a bunch of these. I still have some of this left, but I'm kind of hoping to save it to put it in a wreath kit that I sell at sweetredecor.com. So that is where I have all my items available for sale. I'm going to try to start adding in more tree toppers as well so that people can decorate their own tree. All right. That last one was 24. I'm going to make this tail 22. All right. Pinch and twist on the left. Now this might be a little bit harder to work with because it's thicker, and it's thick because the whole thing is glittered. Whole thing's glittered. So I'm going to bring this over. If that was a 9-inch tail below this, then I think I'm going to do this as an 8-inch tail. Yes, 8-inch tail there. Now I'm pinching and twisting over on the right-hand side so that I can see the back side of that ribbon. And I'm going to bring this over and do 8 inches over here. And I'm using where it's marked on my Easy Bows Design Pro, my bow making tool. Now I'm going to go ahead and pinch and twist again on the left-hand side so I can keep adding more loops. Okay, one over there. And I'm just line it up with the one below it. Pinch and twist. Bring this over, pinch and twist. Okay, now I have to decide Do I want to bring one of these loops up to the center? Maybe, I don't know. I'd probably bring the bottom one. No, I think I'd bring more of the top one. I'd bring a top one, but do I like that? No, I think that's enough. I think I was going too big. But we're going to go upward, okay? So we're going to go straddle either side of the peppermint. So it's basically kind of almost over the red. Here we go. All right, now let's cut our tail. And again, I'm just going to grab the tail that I had already cut, hold them together, bring them up together, and see, that's where I needed to go. So I go below it because I need to dovetail. Give myself about a 1/2 inch. Okay. Pinchy twisty. There we go. So if you're just joining me, I actually put together a whole bunch of longer tails, just tails, in a bunch. And I just bunched it up like this. So you can see I put a zip tie on it. I attached it with a pipe cleaner. And I just have, this is just tails. I'm going to attach this on, and then I'll attach the bow over it. So it's going to look like one giant bow, but it's a bit more manageable to do like that. And I've never done that before. So we're going to have to see if it works. I will do a video of me putting it on my tree, but I'm not doing it tonight because I'm tired. I'm old, guys. I'm tired and I'm old. Just come down a little bit. There we go. All right. Our next layer. Ooh. I'm keeping this because I'm making some extra smaller little bows to go in the tree as well. So that'll go in my basket. Is there anything more traditional Christmas than this? And at first I wasn't sure about the black and white, but my theme is, this is a Disney Mickey Minnie tree that I'm doing because why not? I'm just feeling crazy and I want to do something different this year. So, and I had a stuffed Mickey and Minnie already. Going to Mickey's Christmas party on December 10th. So said, let's make it fun. So the black kind of plays into Mickey Mouse with his ears and his body. So that's why I went with that. All right. So we're going to do a 20-inch tail. I was like, we're going to do a 20-inch tail. I measured it. It's exactly 20 inches. Oh, perfect. Okay, putting it in here. Bring it down. I'm going up a couple, like at least 2 inches every time I put in a new layer with the length of the tail. Now that loop was 8 inches on the glitter. So this one is probably going to be, I would imagine 7. Yes, we're going to do 7-inch loops here. Okay, that's a 7. So I'm pinching and twisting, going on the other side, looking where I can see 7 inches. Okay, and then doing a pinch and twist. Now, as I'm getting up toward the top, these dowels are kind of separating a lot more, so it's not really holding it in there as great as it did down below, so I'm kind of have to keep an eye on that. Okay, that's 7 inches. Pinch and twist. 7 inches. Pinch and twist. Okay. I don't know, again, if I want to start putting a loop in here or not. I think I might. So if I bring this loop up, that's going to kind of start kind of coming into the center. So that'll be my center loop. Okay, I want to do another set of 7-inch loops. Or just one actually, because this is going to be 5 loops. Okay, because I want to have one in the center. Okay, and then there and there, because I'm trying to kind of start filling in a little bit in the center, because I'm going to have my sprays coming out from the top. So I didn't want to bury it too much with any of the other layers of ribbon because the loops would be so long it would start to cover some of the sprays. But I want to start bringing this up. I'm really going to focus on filling it in here with my 1.5 inch. Okay, so this is my 7-inch layer. Let me cut this tail. I'm measuring it down. Now, yes, the tails are both coming down the same side. But once you get your zip tie on it, once you start fluffing everything, you can literally just drag that tail. I'm just going to drag this tail over to that side, and you won't even know. They'll never know. They'll never know. It's my little secret. All right, here we go. All right, so now we're going to our 1.5 inch. So I like this one as my main one, but so this is kind of like my backup. My best supporting ribbon goes to the white, because it'll really make that red pop having white in front of it. So here we go. Do like 18-inch. Pinch and twist. So this will be a 6-inch loop. Where is my 6-inch? Still got to come out far. There we go. That's 6 inches. Double check. Yes, 6 inches. Okay. Pinching and twisting. Going over this way. Where is 6 inches? There we go. So I make sure that that looks right. The more layers I get on here, it's kind of harder to see what's underneath. And people are going to be like, you can make that by hand by holding it in your hand. If you want to come here and hold it with your hand, you are more than welcome to. But my hands hurt because I am old and I have tendon issues. So this is how it is. It is how it's going to be. I'm using that. All right. So I'm going to have that one up there, that one down there, that one up there. Pull it up. And then this one kind of coming down here. All right, so I can still see all those patterns underneath it. It's kind of coming up. Well, I basically really just want to flank the one in the center. I have to debate now if I want, make sure that looks good. Yep, that's good. Do I want to put another set of loops? One there, one there. It would basically be kind of loops coming down on there, and I don't think I want to. I think that's enough. So I'm bringing this up. Okay. Cutting it there. Whew. I didn't think I was going to be making this tonight. I had more energy when I started the evening, and alas, it is sadly going by the wayside, despite the fact that I think I ate my weight in Skittles today. Yes, what does the diabetic do? She goes to Sam's Club. And she ends up buying a giant, enormous jar. I'm not kidding. It's a freaking jar of Skittles. I shouldn't be eating that. But I thought, oh, maybe the sugar will help. No, it does not. In fact, I think I crashed. Okay, so we're going to do this we're going to do 16-inch tail. Okay, this is the last layer. Now, before I start this, I want to talk about the center of the bow. I'm going to put something in the center of the bow. I don't know exactly what yet. Probably like a big red ornament or something. So I'm not going to have a loop in the center of this bow because I'm going to probably glue something in the middle of it. What that's going to be, I don't know. I don't know. But God knows I got enough stuff. I mean, I could end up putting something like some pom-poms or I don't know. I was looking at something, but that just wouldn't fit. I don't know. But I have like a lot of red, white, and green stuff. Probably like a really cool looking ornament go right in the middle. So I would just literally hot glue it right on there. But we're going to go in here. And this is going to be, we're going to do this at 5 inches. Okay, so 5-inch loop there. 5-inch loop on this side. Let's make sure it looks like 5. Where is my 5? Yep, that looks like 5. Pinch and twist. Bring it around. Measure to the previous one. Yep, looks good. Pinch and twist. Okay, pinch and twist. Now, this is where I think I'm going to do another layer. I'm going to do another layer of loops. All right. Pinch and twist. Go back, pinch and twist. Suzanne, thanks for joining. I'm excited you guys are watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know holidays are busy and everyone's all doing stuff, but sometimes it's fun to just watch people make some holiday stuff. This is a tree topper for my own tree. However, I love making tree toppers, so if you want anything made, please let me know. I would be more than happy to make something awesome for you. Okay. Okay. I think that is good. Just want to make sure that these two kind of match up in terms of height. That looks good. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. There we go. Just making sure everything looks like it is supposed to. Okay. All right. Pull that up a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So let me cut this last set of tails down here. I was going to order ribbon and I decided I'm just going to shop what I have. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Okay. So what I do then is I'm taking, do I want one? I'm going to take 2 sets of pipe cleaners, okay? Because I want to have a lot to work with. I'm twisting these into one really long one. If you have a long pipe cleaner, like 18 to 24 inches, fabulous. But I make my own because I keep forgetting to order them. Okay, so I've got that. I need a very big, heavy, good quality. Let's go with the big green one. Zip tie. I might even have to zip tie 2 of these together. We'll see. But I'm going to try to pull all this up now out of the bow maker without losing any of my loops. Now this is a very tall stack, so what you want to make sure is that everything stays stacked and does not slide, okay? So don't pinch too hard, don't pinch too soft. Pinch just right. Okay, I'm putting that behind it. Here I go with the zip tie. I'm going to put this underneath my thumb. I'm going to try to bring it around here and see if I can get it around. If I squish down my layers, I can just get the zip tie to get started. Come on. Come on. Yay. Okay, it started. So I got my zip tie started. I'm going to bring it around to the back. Okay, just bring it around to the back. All right. Now don't pull it within an inch of its life yet. Okay. We want to adjust our loops before we tighten everything. Make sure we like where everything is located. So this is the one that was kind of filling in the center. I'll make sure that one looks good. These are the ones for the back. Okay. What I may also do is to keep these loops from, if it gets too floppy, I can take some mesh ruffles and add that onto the back. You won't see it, but that mesh will add as kind of like a little base for this to kind of not flop back on. But I think so far it's going pretty good. Okay. I want to make sure we can see. We have line of sight into every single loop. Okay. So we got that one. This is the center. Okay, make sure that that's flanked. And then the white one's coming in. White ones. There we go. Okay. This has to come down. All right, I'm going to separate these out. I'm going to pull these apart a little bit. Don't be afraid to kind of pull your loops apart. Make sure that they kind of move independently so that they're not like snagged on each other, so that they don't kind of move as a group. All right. Wow, this is a big one. All right. I'm going to pull real tight. I'm actually going to push down on it on the table as I pull up. There we go. All right, and then I snip it. All right, and I'm just going to twist this. Give it a good twist just so it doesn't slide around. Not that it would. Okay, here we go. So then we're going to refluff a little bit. Move this up, because this one is supposed to kind of act like it's in the center of the bow. Okay. Move my hands. Run your hands down these tails. All right, makes it curl under, gives that ribbon life, making sure that that one green one that I had to tug over to the side, that one came over. And like I told you, you can't even tell that they both ended up on the same side of the zip tie originally. Okay. So here we go. In the center of this, I am going to be gluing something in the middle, probably a red ornament or of some sort. I have not picked yet, but I have the space there where I'm just going to add it in with some hot glue. All right, so that is going to be, here we go. That is the base for my big tree topper. Let me try to pull back a little bit so you guys can kind of see. Here's the tree topper bow. I just moved my camera, so I'm trying to be able to see what I can show you guys. So there's this, okay? But then we also had made the other tails underneath it. So this will go on first, and then this will go on top over it. And then it looks like, look at all those nice big long tails. But it's two pieces, and it makes it a lot easier to work with and a lot easier to manage. All right, so there we go. That's kind of like how long our topper is going to look. This is going to go on top of a 10-foot big tree, so I needed it to be a big baby. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight as I made this tree topper bow. You can check out all my videos in my library at Sweet Aria Decor on YouTube. You can follow my shop on Etsy, sweetariadecor.com. I'm also on the face page, and I also pop in here to tiki-taki on occasion. All right, I will be doing videos of how I make my tree, so if you want to follow along and see the rest of how I make my Mickey Mouse tree that I've never done before, then follow along, and we'll see how it goes, okay? And here is what that looks like on top of my 10-foot long tree. So first I attached the sprays with the zip ties, and then I used pipe cleaners to attach it to the tree. And then I, after that, attached the lower section of just the longer tails. And then I did the bow on top of that. So that was kind of the last thing. And then I put a clip-on poinsettia in the center of the bow. I think that adds a cute little focal point, and it brought in a more touch of green, which was what I was looking for. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. You can follow me all over social media, and you can shop my store at sweetariadecor.com.